This video is covering the law of cosines. We've done the law of sines that helped us find angles and sides of a triangle. Now we can use what's called the law of cosines, and they can be used in both cases, and you'll see that there's some benefits to using the law of cosines as opposed to the law of sines. I'll show you. All right, so the law of cosines says this. Notice the picture is the same as before. Angles are capital letters, sides are the little letters opposite the capital letter, okay? So keep that in mind, that's true. All right, so this first one helps you find a side. No, it's a little letter. A squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. This solves for the side. And you just got to remember at the end of this equation, take the square root because this is really just a squared. This formula will help you solve for an angle. Okay? Notice to be able to do that, you have to know the three side lengths to be able to find an angle. All right? And these letters are interchangeable. You'll notice that whatever the cosine is here, the side is in the front. And also whatever angle is here, that's the angle here, or I'm sorry, that's the side at the end of the equation, and then it's not on the bottom. So you'll get used to these equations. They will be given to you. You just need to get accustomed to solving for B instead of A or C instead of A. You'll get better with time, so don't worry. All right, so let's look at this. Side, side, side. Notice I don't have any angles. I have to find my angles. I couldn't use law of sines because I have to know the angles, so I can use law of cosines. So what I'm going to do is use this second formula down here. All right, so let's find angle A first. Cosine of A equals, well, b squared, that's 19 squared, plus 14 squared, minus 8 squared, over 2 times b times c. All right, so be real careful in the calculators typing all this in. You're going to want to make sure you get the minus signs in the right places and the plus signs in the right places. It's easy to make errors there, so be careful. On this one, when I do that, I get 0.9267. Okay, remember that's the cosine of A. In order to get A, I have to do the inverse cosine. Remember that? When I do that, I find out that A is 22.08 degrees. All right, so there's angle A. Angle B, cosine of B. Let's do the same thing. I'm just going to use B instead of A. And where the B is here, I'm going to switch to A. So it's going to be A squared plus C squared minus B squared. Just making it work for me here. The denominator, instead of being 2BC, is going to be 2AC now. 2 times A times C. Again, type all that good stuff in the calculator, and you're going to do, you get negative 0.4509. Okay, so I have to do inverse cosine. Don't forget this part. And I find out that angle B then is 116.80. All right, so I have angle A, angle B. I could go through all this to find angle C, but I don't have to. To find angle C, all I have to do is 180 minus the 2 that I know, and that'll give me what angle C is. I get 41.12 degrees. That's my angle C. All right, so you can use this to find all three angles. Side, angle, side. So in this one, I need to find big B, big C, and little a. So where do you start? Well, what can you use? You have little c and little b and big A, so you could use this first one and solve for little a first. So I'm going to do a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2 times b times c times the cosine of A. Guys, you've got to write these steps out. There's so much going on here. And then you're going to type it carefully into your equation, or into your, into your calculator. And so just to make a note, A squared, then when you get this, you'll get 451.79. Don't stop here. You don't want A squared. You want A. So you take the square root. And A is going to be 21.26. Okay, there's little a. Now I need to find big B or big C. Well, look at your equation here. You have to have all three sides in order to find an angle, so I had to do A first. Now I can solve for any of these angles. So I'm going to do cosine of B. That's going to equal, I'm just switching out my letters, making this B, this will be B squared, and this will be A squared, okay? Switching these out. So I will have A squared, well A is 21.26 squared, plus C squared, minus B squared. All of that over 2 times, switch to 2 times A times C, so catch that, don't forget that. 2 times A times C. All right, so I find the cosine of B is 0.7690. So I have to do inverse cosine of this value, and I find out that angle B is 39.73 degrees. All right, we're 2/3 of the way there. We found B, we found little a. Now to find big C, we just go to the 180 rule. 180 minus the 115 minus 39.73, and we find out that big C is 25.27 degrees. And that's all there is to it. Okay? Law of cosines is very handy, and especially in dealing with the problems like the ambiguous case that normally, if you only had law of sines, you'd have all that mess to deal with, those different possible outcomes. But if you're only given one angle, law of cosines comes to the rescue, and that's where you would want to default to. Anyway, now you get the idea of law of cosines. We'll talk more in class. I want you to try this one, side, 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 giving you all three sides. I want you to find all three angles for me, okay? Good luck, and we'll see you in class.